if so, we're going to start immediately. Whoever comes, they can just join us. So we just want to say thank you very much for your time. And we really, really appreciate and we're excited for what God is going to do for us this evening through you. And we just give God all the praise and all the glory for sending you our way. We were very excited when you were in Cape Town. And so we know that we're going to work together as a family because that's exactly what you are. You're a sister from another mother for us. And that's how we will always see you. And so we're going to give over to you. You can introduce yourself and tell them more about, because we also have new people on the group. So welcome. And thank you very much. Be blessed. Over to you.
Wow, thank you, Hazel, and thank you so much for the invitation to join this team. And when Hazel actually spoke to me and say, "Hey, Lebo, we've got a team meeting on a Sunday. I would like to invite you to come join us because not everybody made it to the manager school, you know." And I was like, you know what? I'm more than happy to assist. We don't work on Sunday. It's my family time, but anything that has to do with helping the teams when I'm available, I will gladly assist. So for those who don't know me, my name is Lebogang Matsunyane, and I'm a field development manager for South Africa. And I started with Neolife in July. So it's literally almost 3 months. It feels like forever. And is it because I've been in the industry for more than 20 years, worked for different corporations. And I must say, Neolife being the oldest in the country was one of those that I always wanted to know because I'm a very competitive person by nature. So I always wanted to know what are they up to, you know? And I will just be the mystery shopper and just join some of the meetings because I want to know what they're doing. And little did I know that, you know, many years later, after 20 odd years, I will join the company. And I'm excited that I joined the company. And apart from that, I'm a mother. First and foremost, I'm an aunt, and I've got 2 kids, 2 boys, which are 23 and 21. And yeah, and I'm a single parent. I've been divorced now for quite some time. So I'm just sharing, you know, who I am so that you can know me better. Because in this space where we are, relationships is everything. You know, so that's who I am. And I've been in industry for a very long time. And one of the reasons that I found myself in this industry for a very long time is what the industry stands for. I don't know how much you know about multi-level. I'll talk about the industry itself, because if you understand the type of industry you're in, you would understand exactly what you're part of. We're part of the direct selling, and we are also part of the Direct Selling Association of South Africa. We are one of the companies that are part of that association, which really the association is just to make sure that we do things authentically, the correct way, according to the standards and the regulations of South Africa. We are part of that. And this industry, if I were to simplify it for new people, first of all, I would also just like to know how many new people can you say we have on this call? They've never had anything. They were just invited. It's for roughly, you can put on chat and maybe I can follow up the chat and see if you are new. A very warm welcome to you. Whoever that has invited you after this call, you must actually go back to them and say, thank you so much for inviting me to that call. Because this person has really given you something that you would look back and be proud of, sacrificing your evening and joining this meeting because it's going to worth your while. So why I find myself in this industry, which is very important, is I always say the the industry chose me, and it's because I resonate with everything that it stands for. The type of person and my spirit of significance is that of helping people. I love working with people from different walks of life. And when you're an employee from where I am and seeing the distributors achieving their goals that they've set for themselves, their whys, you will hear as you grow into this business, as you start, we always talk about what is your why? Why are you doing this? When and they achieve that. That for me gives me satisfaction. I become so content that when I go to bed, I'm like, wow, my work is done. If I sit with Hazel and she says, I'm doing this business because I want to change my life for better. And because people have got different things that they need in life, different aspirations and all that. And she says, if I could achieve 1, 2, 3, I will be fine. And I'll be like, okay, let's work together and let's see that you can achieve that. And when they achieve it, them achieving their goal, that's what speaks to me. It touches my heart in such a way that I then realize that, you know what, this is what I'm called for. And hence I say, this industry chose me. So I'm so excited to be here. And basically because your whys are so important to myself, and I hope they're as important to you. I would love this conversation to be engaging. I don't want to be the only person talking so that I can get to know you better. You can get to know me better. Fortunately enough, I'll be coming to Cape Town soon, and we will plan a meeting where it will be in person. But just roughly, that's just my background and why I'm part of this industry for so long. Now, for the new people that don't know what this industry is all about, just to explain it in simple terms, so when you walk away, you can understand it, is that it's when we take a business, the module of this business is that they've removed all the middlemen. It is from the manufacturer of the product to directly the distributors or the consumers. So you would know in a conventional business how it is you manufacture the product. After manufacturing your product, you would then start looking for a wholesaler who will get this product from you and distribute it on your behalf. And the wholesaler will then add a particular fee on the price that you wanted as the person that developed the product. And the wholesaler is not going to sell this product. The wholesaler is going to go to the retailer and say, hey, I've got this product here. And of already the markup that I've put was 100 and extra. And the retailer said, okay, I'm going to add 150 on top of it because I need to pay the staff. I need to pay electricity and all that. That's why we find the shops, the malls, all that we pay for it. And is the customers that carry the cost because the cost is built into the product that end up in those places. Now, this industry, we're saying, no, we don't want the middlemen. We don't want everything because we're all about changing people's lives. We would like ordinary people to distribute the products on our behalf. And we rather pay those people their commissions, what we call sales volume bonus. Don't worry about the terminology when you're new. I'm just, and then we give you that commission. And that's how people become their own business owners and they grow in this business and they start making a lot of money into this business based on that because they distribute. You are a distributor for Neolife. You're distributing products on behalf of Neolife. Now, what we find is another thing that you need to understand, we in South Africa in this market, a lot of people are so gullible. We find there's also a pyramid scheme. We need to be aware that we're not part of a pyramid scheme. The fact that we've got a product and the fact that we are available in about 16 countries in Africa physical offices with the staff. I'm an employee. I work for Neolife. That on its own. So there is no business opportunity without a product. So if somebody comes to you and say, hey, I know a way of making money. We put in money here in 6 months' time or in 3 weeks' time. Mostly it's quick. In 3 weeks' time, your money would have doubled and you're going to get that. Run. Don't listen to them. Don't fall for them. That's a pyramid. There is nothing like that. You will only reap what you sow. You work hard and you will get whatever input you put, the output will be as great. So there's nothing like putting in your money, then your money just doubles and grows and you've got money. So we're not, we that part of the industry which have changed. It's a multi-billion US dollars industry that we are part of. In the US, there's a lot of companies that are part of this industry, and there's quite a few that are part of this industry in South Africa. So Neolife has been around South Africa for more than 50 years in South Africa. It's way older than me. So that should tell you something, that I don't talk about the existence, but I talk about the experience. We've got more than 50 years of experience doing this business, and we've got a lot of success stories from this business. And Mom Hazel, it's one of those successful stories, and there might be other ones on this calls that I don't know that have got stories to share from this industry. So I just thought, you know what, let me talk about what this industry, the potential of it. As soon as you understand that it's a business at its own, you will go far. Like any other business, you have to dedicate your time, you have to work for it, and you will reap the rewards of this business. Now, this is divided into two. We've got excellent and excellent products. I'm not going to talk about products tonight, but our products are nutritional based and backed by science. They speak for themselves. A whole lot of people join the business because they're struggling with one or two things because they had health issues. And when they're in the business, they started using the products. Then they understand there's another part of the business where we call the business opportunity, where you could make money, start building teams, and start making money. So that's why I'm saying it's divided into two. And yes, of course, you can start with the product and your story can change as you go along and realizing there's money to be made here. And actually, I can improve my life. Maybe you want to replace, maybe you're not working at all, or maybe you need a side hustle, you want a supplementary income. This is also for you. Or you want to do this full time. This is also for you because people are different. You can do it full time. You can do it as a side hustle on the side to supplement your income. Or you're like, I want to fire my boss and I want to be my own boss. This business allows you to do that. What I love about Neolife, I think this speaks to me and touches my heart. It is what we stand for and our mission statement, making the world a healthier and a happier place. Meaning we say we want to end the trend of poor health and the financial stress. Those are the things that we exist for. That's what we want to end. And if this speaks to you and you can resonate, or this is exactly what you're looking for, you're at the right place. So on that note, I just want to say, especially for those new people, you guys are welcome on this call. I had to give you the background of the industry and bring it home to understand the company that we're talking about and what we stand for, because our mission statement, that's exactly what we do, and that's exactly why Mom Hazel at this time will organize a team meeting, because I think the mission is strong enough and her why it's even stronger than the mission, because she also wants to see her ending the trend of poor health and ending the trend of financial stress in the people that we love, in our communities. And if we do that in our communities, we'll do that in the society and the nation at large. So I'm going to stop there and see if there's any chats. Is there a question before we move on? Like I said, I would love for this to be very engaging so that I could gather if am I making sense. If there's a question, you are more than welcome to put it on the chats before we continue. Was it clear? Is the question? Okay, so I don't see any.
Lebo, sorry, could I ask a question?
Yes,
I
go ahead.
thanks. So you mentioned that our relationships are everything in this business. So what are some of the best practical ways that you've seen the leaders strengthen those relationships with their teams while still keeping a focus on results?
I'm gonna get there. Thank you so much. I thought the question was gonna be on what I spoke about. I'm really going to get there. There's actually a slide that I've prepared, which speaks exactly to this. And I don't know if I'm able to share my screen.
Yes, go ahead.
Am I able to share the screen? Okay, let's see.
You should be able to, yes.
Okay,
we can see
just
it.
hold on. Let's see. You can see the screen. I had said to Mom Hazel, I'm not going to prepare any slides, but you know, at least the slides gives direction and then it can keep you to what you want. What I've prepared, because I thought this is very important for this team to understand. What are the key principles of networking in network marketing? And this for me, and we're going to, what you've asked, it's part of the principles that are here. The first one and the first point that I'm having is prioritizing quality over quantity. Sometimes, especially for those that wants to build a business, we would want to have a whole lot of people in our teams. And we're pushing the number. Sometimes it is not in the number. It is not in the number, meaning the quantity. You want the quality people to be part of your team, not because of your team, but because of their why. When we start and we say, why do you do this business? And like I said, a whole lot of people do it for different reasons. We'll take a particular example. I meet you, Russell, and you say, and how you meet a person and how you invite them to this business. It's very important. I always say, building relationships starts from your first meeting. We call it, how do you build the rapport? How did the first meeting go? And I always say it must always be about the next person. And from experience, I always say, for you to get to know Lebogang better, the conversation must be such that you ask more questions. And it has to be open-ended questions. If you meet me somewhere and you greet me nicely, how are you? Oh, maybe we meet in the airport. Oh no, you know what? I like what you're wearing. I'm so and so, and your name is. Oh no, I'm Lebogang, and oh, nice to meet you. Wow, I love this. Whatever that you see that caught your eye, that made you to approach this business because you want to talk to them about this business. People love to be seen. People love to be heard. People love compliments. Trust me, you will get attention from that person, from me per se. It's been proven. And ask questions. You know, don't assume all people want to travel. Don't say, hey, I'm part of this business. We're meeting me at the airport. Even if you're not meeting me at the airport, what if I'm an air hostess? You know, I travel a lot, and you assume you're going to talk to me about the trips and think that that's something that's going to entice me. So ask the questions to get to know the person. It is in the questions where you would know what the person needs. I always say we need to be the solution to what people need. And that's where building relationships starts. How you approach them. It becomes a long-lasting. A person never forgets how you made them feel, how you approach them. That is very, very important. And when you ask a lot, it shows that you are more interested in them and it's about them. And people are genuinely, even introverts, as soon as you start opening up and asking them nicely, and sometimes reference certain things to yourself. So, oh, I can relate to this. I'm also a single parent. I'm raising my kids. The other one is in tertiary. In your mind, you already know that this person could do with an extra money, because when you've got kids in tertiary, we know that we need money. That's one. Oh, this person might need products for the child that is in tertiary, that during exams right now. Maybe I should start talking about our Neolife tea and say how. But it's not. You're just not going to talk about Neolife tea. Like, how is your daughter, how's your son coping with the workload? And the person said, oh, she's struggling, there's anxiety and all that. You already know that you're trying to identify what they need. And you become the solution. You say, oh, this is what I know, this is what I know. Now, that speaks to building the rapport. And from there on, when you bring somebody on board and you talk to them, you start talking to them about this business, to say, I'm doing this business and this is what it has helped me with. From me talking to you, I've realized that these are your struggles. Would you be open enough for me to share and invite you to a meeting where they're going to talk more about this business? You are most likely to get a yes. Why? Because it was never about you. You did not flaunt or talk about things that maybe if you talk about trips or big monies, maybe all I need, it's an extra 5,000. Then you're telling me about people that are making 100,000. You've already lost me because I can't identify. It's far too fetched for me. So as you ask questions, you get to understand where people are at, and you meet people where they are at. So that's the first part. If you master that, and it speaks to building, it's number 2, building genuine, authentic relationships. People, I always say, people pick up energies. You have to be authentic. You can share your own personal story or you can share somebody else's story, but you have to be honest, because people can tell if you are honest or you are lying to them. So in that conversation, talk about your struggle, identify with their struggle, so that a person can people want to speak to our souls more than anything else. But if you're not authentic, it's difficult to connect. After you've connected, there's something that I find most of the distributors struggle with. It's follow-up. Follow-up is important. It still forms part of genuine relationships. If you've got an upline that you're working with, or a downline, or a team, if you've promised me that I will call you on Tuesday at 4 o'clock, note it down. Do that. It also forms part of showing respect. You respect me because, one, this appointment was set between the two of us. Would you be open enough to meet on such a time at this time? Are you available? And as soon as I say, yes, I'm available, I'm giving you my time. I'm giving you my commitment. You need to show up. If you can't make it, don't cancel at the 11th hour. Let somebody know that, I'm sorry, I've got an emergency. Can we reschedule? At this stage, I don't know for when. Can we talk about this? That as well, it's part of forming authentic relationships. And with forming an authentic relationship, I always say we were given 2 ears and 1 mouth. Let's use it in that proportion. Let's listen more and talk less. So you find distributors making the mistakes of, because they distributors, they know it better. They're already in the business. They're the one doing a lot of talking. But actually, what you need to do, you need to listen more and talk less. That's when you get to have the answers and the things that will build the relationship. Always remember, people love to be heard. When you quote something that I said, for me in my mind, it says, wow, she was actually listening. People love that. You know, it makes them feel good. That is also part of forming that authentic relationships. And also understand that people are different. It ties, it speaks, these are all the key principles. Giving value to others. People are different. If you make me feel important, I will show up for you. I will show up for meetings, even if I'm disappointed by the people that I've invited. But because you made me feel special and you know how important this is to me, I will still show up, even in my disappointment, because I know that there's one or two things that I'm going to learn from that meeting. Every meeting is different. I don't care how many meetings you can attend, team meetings, corporate events. Every event is different. There must be something that you will walk away with an aha moment and say, wow, this I didn't know. So consistency, and when you build on it, it helps. So really, when you give value to others and show them that you are here for them, you are sacrificing your time for them. It also forms part of those authentic relationships and supporting your team members on what they want, not on what you want, but on what they want. The mistake again that we would sometimes do, you won't talk to your team members in the beginning of the month, but you want to talk to them around the 26th and asking them, how many PVs are you putting through? It's now about PVs throughout the month. How about you have a conversation in the month to say, hey, Russell, what do you want to achieve this month? Where do you want to end up? How can I be of help? Do we need to do an event so that you can invite other people? What do you need? And let's have these check-ins, even if it's 10 to 15 minutes, but checking into them and seeing, and like, if there are struggles, you would know before, unlike hearing about the struggles on the 27th, and you realize there's absolutely nothing you can do about them. You're left with 2 days and month end is closing, and they haven't achieved what they need to achieve for themselves. So let's get the practice of knowing. And I know sometimes it becomes practically impossible as soon as the team starts growing to get to speak to everyone. But we could find a way of doing that, to say, how do we do this? How can I assist? So another thing, again, focusing on long-term connection. I always say, you want to work with the people that want this business for themselves. We find sometimes you spend so much time, so much money convincing somebody why Neolife is important. You can do that the first meeting, the second meeting, but you can't do it more than that. The person must see what they need this and why they need to do this. And listening attentively, I spoke about 2 years and why. That's exactly that. Offering ongoing support, follow up, being proactive in reaching out. Guys, I tell you for free, if you can use these principles in your business and in your personal life, just generally, let's not be reactive, but be proactive. Think ahead and see, because that's when you would see that, okay, we have a plan B. If this is not working, we have a plan C, Unlike when you're not proactive, you become reactive. And sometimes when we become reactive, we sometimes offend other people. So it's very, very important reaching out, finding out how people are, Because it is this business that when somebody's going through something, you can even see it in their business. If you've got a downline that is going through a life-changing moment, it could be moving houses. Moving houses, it's big like that, you know. It takes a lot from a person emotionally. Otherwise, they might not concentrate in the business. But you can jump in and say, I know that you're going to be moving. If you have these check-ins all the time, you would know that I'm moving houses. I'm going to be moving for the next 3 days. And you'll be like, okay, Lebo, how can I help? Who are you working with to make sure that you don't disappoint them while you're concentrating on it? But if you don't do the check-ins and we don't work as a team, we will never know what people are going through, and we won't know how to support them. And leverage diverse network to access opportunities and expertise. Like identify what people are good at. We are in one team. There might be somebody that is good at making graphics or invites for the team. Leverage on that. Leverage on each other's strengths. If you know that, you know what, Cyril's testimonial, it's so strong. Let's have a team meeting. Let's invite other people. Let him be the one sharing his story, because this story, you know, some other people must hear it. You know, there are certain stories that when you listen testimonial, when you listen to it, you're like, how I wish a whole lot of people can hear this, because it's so powerful and you want other people to hear it. So really, I think, you know, these are the things that if you can use it in your business, everything works hand in hand. There's nothing that works in isolation. When I talk about this thing, nothing in isolation, they work hand in hand. And yeah, you know, when there's meetings, attend meetings. For corporate, for your team, there's definitely something that you're going to learn from that. I will stop sharing now, and let's discuss what I just spoke about, if there's any questions on it before we move forward. Any questions? I want to say this. It's not all that you're the first team that I'm doing this for. And most probably, and Hazel, please don't share this with Drew. Most probably this is something that I'll be training at leadership school where people need to qualify for. But because I care about this team and I'm doing this for you. So I really want this to be very engaging. I want you, when you leave here, knowing exactly what to do, and you, whatever clarification you needed or confusion you needed, it's cleared. So that's, I'm doing this because I really want to. Thank you, Alta. Really appreciate it. While you're thinking of questions, let's continue because we only have an hour. There's Russell, are you answered? Maybe let me start there.
Yes. I don't know if Kulsum wants to ask something. She's unmuted herself.
Oh, sorry, you know, I moved my laptop, but I
Okay,
just
no
want to
worries.
say, but seeing that I have the floor, I just want to say, you know, sometimes you hear something for the second time, but it just makes so much more sense. And I just love the 2 ears and 1 mouth, because I am kind of somebody that has verbal diarrhea at times. And when I get excited, you know, you kind of think that person is going to do the business, and you just want to talk and talk and talk. So it is a skill, but it's something that I really, really have to work on. But thank you, Lebo. You know, you just reminded me again so much more than what I know about talking too much. That I must think now of the 2 ears and the 1 mouth. Thank you.
No, you are very welcome. I think it's very important. It's not for you only. It's a learned skill. I've always been in sales, and if you know salespeople, they can go forever. So I also learned, you know, like I was saying, how am I going to do this meeting? If I said to Hazel, I'm not going to have no slides, but I'm like, I might just end up talking things that I'm not supposed to be talking through. you know, because I'm also like that. So put things down because it gives structure and direction as well. Although, because you could be everywhere if you like talking. So I learned it. I learned it as I go along. Hence, I'm saying it's a learned skill, and we learn as we go. Lifelong learning. It doesn't stop. So I'm also, even when I want to go and have a meeting with something, I always note down things to say, okay, this is what I want to ask. Secondly, that, because then I might be caught up into something, then I forgot what I wanted to ask, or then the things that I want to say. So yeah, now we all learn. So while we're there and while we talk about, I know there's one thing that Mehazel has mentioned to me, that you sometimes, some of the distributors sometimes struggle with the objections. How do you handle objections? You know, and I'm gonna sound like a broken record right now. How you prospected a person plays a very, very big role. That's where it starts. If you're prospecting and the time where they join your team was done correctly, you won't have a lot of those. However, we do find objections. You speak to somebody and then you tell them about the product. Say, hey, Train N, you must buy Train N. So many tablets and capsules, and this is how much. And a person say, wow, that's very expensive. Or you need to join, and for you to join, you need to pay so much for your 100 PV. And the person say, that's very expensive. No, this is very expensive. And I always laugh at that, because expensive is relative. Expensive is relative. People don't mind to spend money when they know the value of what they are spending their money on. Now, you need to sell the value. What's the value? Why do you need to get this? The price is secondary. People don't mind spending, but what is it in for me? People wear expensive clothes. They don't hesitate. People still buy branded items. They don't mind because they value it. It is how it was positioned. Now you gotta have to show the person, hence I'm saying expensive is relative. You are struggling right now. You need, what is it more expensive? Is it paying a medical aid cheaper, or versus taking this to avoid you ending up into a critical thing? Choose your hard, you know? Or a person, I don't want to do this, but they're going to close my SASSA, where I'm getting SASSA. I mean, you're talking about 350. You don't want a business that can potentially, you could make more than 20 grand if you work hard. You'd rather not do it because you want this 350 that is for free every month, because as soon as they see you making money, the 350 is going to be stopped. So no, I'd rather not do the business. What's your heart? You know, I don't have time to do this business. And you get shocked to say, and I also believe that we make time for the things that we care about. We all have 24 hours a day, all of us. And you don't need 24 hours to do the Neolife business. If I were to tell you that even if you can just dedicate an hour or two in a day, that's more than enough for Neolife. Just putting it out there to say, every day between this time and this time, I'm strictly doing this business. Anything outside of there, it's either my work or my family or anything. You put in structure into your business. But even your team would know that, oh, the only time she does this is you will only find Lebo during 5 and 7. That's the 2 hours is dedicated to Neolife. All steps that you do all the time of consistency, showing up. And when you say, I'm going to use an hour or 2 for Neolife, tell yourself, what is this an hour for 2 for? You can't do something without a plan. If your Mondays Sorry, I don't know what happened there. I think network it's wobbling. So I was still saying it's the small things that you do consistently every day that when you look back, you will see that they've compounded into something very huge that you could be proud of. You know? Yes, Russell, go for it.
Okay, my question, thank you. My question is on the future of network marketing, especially in the digital age, you know. It's basically my area of expertise, the technology side. And how do you see sort of the art of the approach, if we can call it that, and relationship building evolving over the digital sort of media in network marketing in the next 5 years? What sort of core principles will remain timeless, and what new skills are crucial for us to all learn to be effective in that new age?
Okay, great. Good question. Good question. Sorry, it says here my network bandwidth is low, so I'm switching off my video because I don't want to be cut off. My network is not stable. Apologies on that. Good question, Russell. The honest truth is that we are evolving and we are evolving very fast. It's either we pivot and adapt or we're gonna remain behind. You know, with COVID showed us when we couldn't meet and all that. It showed us that this business can also be done online, you know, because everything, even application forms, you meet people, they can sign, you share your link, they can join you, they can join your business. There's everything online. There's a YouTube page of ours. The videos are there, the resources, your back office, it's all that. We are also where we are saying we also need to find out how we can use AI to our advantage as corporate, because whether we like it or not, things are moving and they're moving very fast and we all have to adapt. So we are also as a company having those conversations to say there's AI and we can use AI to our best of to help us, whether with presentations, you are having presentations, you want to understand certain things about network marketing. I promise you information is out there. It's readily available out there. You find people saying, I'm struck. There are people that are successful in this business in the cold market. What we call the cold market is the market that is the people that you don't know. All that you do, you are a distributor, you are always online on Instagram, on Facebook, whatever page that you are known to be a distributor and you are showcasing what this business has done. And people are reaching out to you and all you do, you have these meetings, there's Zooms, there's Teams, there's ways to meet, which life has been made easier. And people have been successful, and a person will tell you that they're even more successful from the cold market than the warm market that they have. It's very unlikely that your sisters, your uncles, and all that, they'll join you. They only join you when they see you getting successful in this business. They start saying, oh, now you can tell us about that thing of yours. And they call it that thing of yours, you know. because they didn't want to hear it at first. They're like, no, we don't know what she's talking about. But there are people that are really, really successful, and they just work with online altogether. They are all there having adverts, sponsoring. I'm so and so, I'm doing this, I'm doing. And multi-level and networking, it's known, your Roberts and all that, the gurus, they advocate for it. It's well known. So you won't be going online and talking about something that is not known, but you brand yourself so that people can know Russell is a distributor for Neolife. And you share your link right then. The person will come and say, oh, I saw you sharing, you were drinking a Neolife shake. And we need to get to a point where we're in a business of a lifestyle. People want to identify and relate. So show yourself so that the person can say, wow, I want that. If you do something, take a video of yourself, post it and say, I'm doing my workout, I'm taking a shake, this is how I'm losing my, and people will start asking you a question. Tell me more about this shake. So that's how you grow. So to answer you, I'm saying let's all learn. We all also incorporate are going to learn, because unfortunately, technology is not going to wait for Lebogang to be ready. It is moving. It's for us to adapt, and to adapt very quickly. You're welcome. So yeah, objections are there. There's always objections of money, of this, but like I say, it's relative. What as compared to what? You're struggling. Choose your struggle. What is it? We need to get to a point where, and we need to be confident enough to even have these hard conversations, to say you should be investing in this, but you say it's expensive. But what if your condition escalate further? So choose your heart, and really people spend where they find value on. As I heard that somebody wants to say something. Anyone? Okay. Any questions? Anything from you, Auntie Hazel, that you would want me to touch on?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the input. It was really amazing. Thank you that we have the recording that we can listen again. How do you keep somebody excited about the business? They come in, they buy the starter kit, but it's like, and I think you spoke about it. I always say, many times you just have that one opportunity that we need to tap into, that we many times not use when God gives it to us. But how do you keep people excited? Because they start the business and then you wonder, why did they invest the money? Because they just not be found. You can't find them.
So it's gonna go back to what I said. First of all, how do you even attain those people to join the business? That's number one. I always say, if your why is strong enough, I joined this business because I need to improve my health and I'm struggling. I don't need you to remind me that my health is struggling, but I need you to support me in my struggle, to hold my hand and say, keep doing this, getting these products, your health will be better. You will see, I'm going to hold your hand and I'm going to just remind you this is how, and support the tools that will help me based on what I want. If it's about business, I joined you because I said, I need an extra 5,000 rands a month. I need it. It is not you who needs it. I need to commit. If you say to me, Lebo, I can show you how you can make an extra 5,000 rands a month. You need to commit to that. You need to commit to attend the events. You need to commit to participating in the incentives. We know there's your 3 in 30s where apart from your sales volume bonuses, you could be paid this if you introduce other people. Draw it out for them to see what's possible. Now, what is important is understanding why they do this business, why they join. Because if you understand that, all you need is to remind them of why they joined from the word go. And even there, don't waste your time and your energy. Keep bothering a Lebogang. Every week, all the time, you're getting same answer. If a person has checked out, it's okay. Use that energy elsewhere because clearly they were not in for a long haul. They came in, and sometimes you find people don't get excited because they are challenged. They don't know how to go forward. Maybe they've got challenges. So open the room and the space for you to be accessible, for them to understand what are they challenged with, and collectively, let's see if they can be helped. I'm challenged in that I still don't understand the business opportunity, and I've got people, but I can't talk about it. And your solution should be no problem. We can have a special meeting for your people, and I could do the presentation on your behalf until such time you are confident enough to do it, because we're in a business of duplication as well. They need to learn everything that you know so that they can do it themselves. So it is in the check-ins and talking where we find challenges, where we find issues. And when we do that soon enough, and it becomes the nature and the norm of how you run your business, you because you would be proactive, you are more likely to get those issues before and address them so that the person is not, but what is important is that the person must want it as much as you want it. And everybody, I always say, if your why is strong enough, you must have this thing that is called intrinsic motivation. What drives you? I mean, my kids drives me to do what I do all the time, to show up even when I don't feel like showing up. But the fact that I've got 2 boys that are looking up to me, that I've promised myself this, I show up. So my why is strong enough. And that for me, Hazel motivating me should be a bonus, should be an added bonus. I need to be motivated first before. I don't know if Auntie Hazel, you are answered?
Amen on that. Yes, then there's just another question. Yeah. How
From
do
Michelle,
you...
how do you retain your customers?
No,
They bought what? Oh,
no.
sorry.
I just want you to clarify from your side, because I know for me it is important planning.
Yes.
How do you motivate people to plan? Because every month you have that challenge. You know that there's a system, we plan, we say if you don't plan, somebody else will plan your life. But people just don't tap into it. How can I motivate them more to plan, especially when you still have a boss also? Thank you.
I think motivating for planning, motivating is not the right term, because planning is imperative into this business. We plan everything. You plan your week to go to work. Probably today somebody will be planning their outfit, what they're going to wear tomorrow, what is their lunch, what is everything. Even in this business, the same principle apply. If you're not going to plan for your business, like I said, the fact that you give an hour to Neolife every day, without a plan, it's as good as wasted, because you could say it's an hour for me in Neolife, but what's the plan? But I could put down a plan and say, my Mondays are the days where I invite and talk to people about Neolife. I go through my phone, I go through my networks, and I tell people about this amazing business. Those are my Mondays. The Tuesdays is the day that I invite people to our team calls. That's planning. You need to have a plan. Team calls, that is happening on Thursdays. On Wednesday, that's the day that I'm following up on those that will be, hey, don't forget, there's a team call tomorrow at 7 o'clock. I'm just reminding you, looking forward to seeing you on the call. you know. So if you're not going to plan your business, you're as good as fail. You are going to fail in it. We plan anything. You want to build a house, you have to plan. Everything gets to be planned, even where you work. We don't just rock up for the sake of rock upping. It's in the morning and then I will see how it goes. That's why there's things that are called strategies, planning sessions. It's given. Hence, I'm saying to say you need to be the one motivating people to planning. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be motivating people. People should know that planning is part of this business, and planning is part of every human being under the sun. We plan everything. You don't just wake up and I'll see how the day will turn out, and then I'll just wing it as we go along. Everything, unfortunately, we plan. So the best thing I could say you could do as a leader for now is, if you've got a WhatsApp group, just remind them what is important. That's what you can do. It's very difficult to motivate somebody that themselves, they're not motivated. And if their why's not strong enough and they don't see this for themselves, you're still not going to win no matter how much you motivate. Because how do you motivate me on something that I want and that I don't see, but I want it for myself? But you go, you bend rules for me, but I don't see it. Until when? You are going to be exhausted. But if I plan ahead and I've got a leader that reminds me, all you can do is to remind people the importance of, hey, don't forget to do this, because also it is also in the how we reach out to the people, because first of all, everybody here, this is their own business. You are all entrepreneurs, Hence I said you could leverage on each other's strengths. Maybe there's one that is good at something to say, maybe let's create some fun of how we do our meetings. Also be open-minded about, maybe we've been doing the same things all the time. It's kind of boring. How could we make it exciting, And then people can chop in and share things that will be exciting, because you want to also to adapt and to evolve and try something new as well. I think the right answer, or the best answer I could say, is that you really want to work with the people that want to work. And all you could do, you could remind and also make them aware that you are accessible as their leader. They shouldn't be stuck, because sometimes when people are stuck and they don't know what to do, they quit or they don't do anything. They just say, I'm not going to bother myself. People don't want stress, So they just need to know that Hazel is so accessible. If I get stuck, I've got a place to go to. Are you answered, Auntie Hazel?
Awesome. Thank you very much for that. Yes, thank you. There's a few questions.
I'm gonna read it now, and I'm gonna attempt to respond. From Michelle: how do you retain your customers? They bought once, saw the results because they shared their testimony with you, but when you ask if they want to purchase again, they say no or not just interested. If I've got a testimonial on a good product, for me, that means without fail, it's continuation. I would expect continuation, because this product has helped me so much to a point that I've got a good story. So you need to find out why they're not interested anymore. Let's also do introspection. I find, let's say somebody says, and I've seen this in this business, somebody had a leader, they were working together, or an upline, and she used to buy this, and then all of a sudden she stopped, and then upline says, Lebo, please speak to so-and-so and understand what's going on and all that. Then when I engage the other person, and then you realize that, oh no, it's not actually because they don't want to buy the products, but the upline maybe one day said something that did not sit well with them, because sometimes people think they do these things for their upline. They forgot this is for themselves. And somebody will punish yourself because, oh, Auntie Hazel did not speak to me nicely. I'm not gonna do this. And forgetting this is about you, you know? So I've listened to petty stories like that. Yes, I'm saying they're petty, but I tell you now, they are real. I've seen uh, groups or teams, getting, dropping massively because there was a fallout, and it's something that could have easily been spoken and be resolved. So that could be a question because, I mean, it doesn't make sense for somebody who'd see the results and they've been doing so well, and all of a sudden they stop buying something that they need and they actually have a story about. And also with that, I'm just because right now we don't know, I'm just giving a general answer. Also, when we introduce a person to a certain product, we've got a lot of products. People also struggle to do their 100 PV. What people need to understand is that you need to buy in your shop first. I call it a ditch and switch. Because you want to get to a point where the business buys products for yourself. You're making so much money that your 100 PV actually that is required per month, you get it from what you do with this business. So, I mean, 100 PV every month, people, they do their laundry, they clean their cars. That's why we've got a lot of products. Yes, I might have been introduced because I was not well through TNN and something, but it does not stop you to say, now that you are doing this, let's talk about, the toxins that you find on other products because, a complete health and being healthy. You also need to look at what do you clean your dishes with? What do you do this? So you upselling so that a person is not only concentrated on this one product and then they find, oh, I had an issue, I'm healed, I don't need this anymore. But it must be a lifestyle. So slowly introduce them to other products that they need to sustain, by the way, because I might feel better now, but if I don't continue, what's going to happen? So we need to sustain that. I don't know if I've made sense, Michelle, on that question.
Yes, Lebo, thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. How do you gain more leads? Lead generating, you need to generate the leads. I always say, depending how you use it, you can use social media. Just living your life and showing what you do with the products. Sharing your story, online, on your WhatsApp status. Trust me, everybody right now wants to be healthy. That's number one. Number two, everybody right now wants to make extra money. All the time when, the true network marketers, when they see a person, they see a lead, they see a team member. It's like, if I can look into this lady and I can see, oh, okay, oh, she's wearing expensive. This one can afford Neolife. She needs it. She can afford it. I'm going to speak to that person. So you just need to get to a point to understand that even people in your circle, they know that, wow, if you speak to Michelle is like a brand ambassador. Anything and everything that she speaks about, it's Neolife. That is how you grow and that's how you create leads. You can create leads around on your WhatsApp, whatever, or you can post whatever that you do. And again, I know it might be a challenge because I'm also challenged with it. You really don't need to reinvent the wheel. On all our socials, we try and post certain things. All you need to do is follow our page, reshare what we share. I can reshare whatever that we've posted. Let's say we're talking about the product. I can reshare and say, I know somebody that joined me on this business that this product has helped. But you're sharing on your feed and say, I am a distributor for Neolife. Just reshare what we've put and just put a 2-liner without saying a lot. People will know. There's one or two that will inbox you and say, no, man, talk to me about this thing, but do it. Whether people, and as soon as you start doing that, resharing, putting things on your feed, there's this thing that we call, and Russell will know, algorithm. Even the algorithm of the things that you start seeing, and people, it will always show this. It will always even show the people that are in the same space. It will also show, maybe share the gurus that are in network marketing that are sharing some of the pearls and wisdom. You start seeing that. That's how it works. That's how this network works. So if you start following something, you like something, you must see you gonna get a lot around that thing coming through to you. So I always say, start taking videos of yourselves. Ask your daughter when you do something, or you're doing a shake, or you're having your Neolife tea. People want to connect with the real you. Sit there and be like, take a 30 seconds video. I'm so exhausted today. I'm having my Neolife tea. I know from here, this tea gives me so much energy because I'm planning to clean this house, and that's exactly what I'm going to do after this, drinking this tea, and put it out there. That on its own, what message are you sending? It's a Neolife tea. It gives energy. And people start going to say, Michelle, is this thing helping? And be like, oh, yes, definitely. Do you, if you know them, I can give you one sachet, you let me know, and maybe just be strategic, give it to them and have them drink the tea at night so that tomorrow they can tell you that I never slept. And be like, that's exactly what I told you it does, So we gotta be smart about these things, but people want to really, really, people buy, in sales, we say people buy people. So if you really don't want to show yourself, you taking the tea, you talking about the tea, it's before they buy the product, they buy you. And that is true. And that is a fact. Be proud of being, tell yourself you are a brand ambassador of Neolife. And do it confidently. Do it confidently. Any question? So just in closing, because I saw we went, it's now 22, but really there's 3 C's I always talk about, and you're more than welcome to take them and use them in your lives. 3 C's for success. Number 1, I always say it's confidence. You have, if you're not confident about what you're selling, how do you expect people to buy it from you? You have to be confident. Show up and be confident. Number 2, commit. If you told yourself that you're going to do something, do it. If you say, this is the business that I want to do, and I'll tell you now for free, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it is easy. No. It is not difficult. It is not easy either. It depends on entirely what you do every day. There are people that are winning in this business because they plug into the system, they take counsel, and they show up, they get confident, and they commit. And they get to be successful. And the last C is consistency. We all know, even with the weight loss, you can't say you want to lose weight, but there's no exercise that you're doing, and you're still having a plate full of carbohydrates. Actually, there's nothing wrong with carbohydrates, but if carbohydrates makes half of your plate, and your vegetables are not even there, it's just carbs and protein, how are you gonna lose this weight? So we need to plan, we need to commit, we need to be consistent, and we need to be confident. If you practice those 3 C's, I bet you, and show up. not for Auntie Hazel or anybody, but for yourself. Remind yourself why you said you want this business. I know people that are doing extremely well. And I know people that had doubts, but as soon as they joined and they took those things and they put them into practice, they saw the results. They saw the results. So I wish you all of you, all of the best. And yeah, let's, it will be nice again to come have a meeting where we in person, where we could talk more, because we can, one topic, we can just unpack it, examples of objections, what objections you come across, we can unpack it. We can unpack more on how to create more leads. There's a lot that we can do, but I just want to wish you all of the best in this business, and just know that we are here to support you. I'm raising my hand to say I'm here to support you, with the help of Mom Hazel, of course. We really want you to grow in your business. Really, we might say it as if it's a joke, but if you are in here for money, you get to decide how much money you want to make into this business. You write your own check. It's entirely up to you, but it's doable. And I know that for a fact that it's doable. So yeah, any questions? Thank you so much. I see your messages on the chats. Thank you. Mom Hazel, anybody who wants to say anything?
Yes, thank you, Russell. Over to you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Hazel and Lebogang. On behalf of everybody here, I just want to extend our deepest and most sincere thanks. And in a world where time is our most precious asset, you chose to invest yours in us today. And it's not like you just shared information, you shared your wisdom, your passion, and your heart. So you reminded us that our work is about genuine connection and purpose, and we are really grateful for every moment that you gave us tonight. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you,
Thank you,
Russell.
thank you.
And thank you, Lebo. Can't wait for our next meeting. Be
Thank
blessed.
you. Thank you. Have yourself a
Thank
wonderful
you,
evening.
everyone.